Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring the top right hand side Anxiety, our Periwinkle Protoss, and his opponent in the bottom left is Manlier, our purple Zerg. Manlier is in Masters, Anxiety is in Diamond, and Manlier is going for a 6 pool. He's got well over 100 minerals that he hasn't spent down. Either that, or he has one of the worst macro mechanics known to any Masters level player. Both players are part of Clan Fat Virgin Gamers. So yeah, you can totally expect this sort of shenanigans whenever you guys know each other, especially on a map like Neoplanet S. The rush distance is deceptively long with the 6 pool. It will definitely work against Manlier, but if it goes unscouted, we can see that Anxiety taking extra precautions, throwing the pylon down up on the high ground rather than the more traditional positioning of the low ground. This is totally going to work for his advantage because he's going to be able to wall us off with just 2 large structures, one of which is going to be a forge, and hopefully if he scouts this out correctly, if he reacts appropriately, he'll be able to wall off that top ramp. However, you know, he is a Masters level player, so Manlier is definitely going to be on top of it. He's got almost 150 minerals right whenever that spawning pool pops. He's got 3 supply for all 3 of those Zerglings. There goes the forge up on the high ground, and there goes all 3 of those Zerglings. So yes, the forge gets thrown down immediately. I think Anxiety knew that Manlier was going to be up to some form of shenanigans. Just because, I mean, the pylon positioning is so very, very weird. The gateway positioning of the forge, how it goes down. Oh, there is a very small gap there. Got to be very, very careful. Yeah, the Zealot's not going to be popping out in time to hold back these Zerglings, so he's going to need to either throw down another pylon, or now that the forge is done, a photon cannon right there to shore that up. Poor probe. Oh, I feel so bad for this probe. He's thinking he's going to be able to come back home, but I don't think there's a gap for him at all. No, there's not. Just showing us that that wall off is so very, very tight. 6 Zerglings coming out. A second pair is also leaving the base, and back at home, I think Manlier is going to be switching back over to more drone production because this is as all in as you possibly can get. The Zerglings go to town on the forge, which has 200 less hit points than the gateway, but the photon cannon is going to finish. Is it going to be able to take them down? It's going to be awfully close. Oh my goodness. 2 more Zerglings coming in to replace the 2 that have already been taken down from the forge. Oh my god, I think those Zerglings are going to do it, but just barely. And even if they did manage to take them down, the other photon cannon finishing is going to guarantee that those Zerglings go down. I think if that second photon cannon hadn't been built, it's possible that this guy would have gone down. 124 hit points left. Brutal. Brutal. Poor Manlier. Finally getting a queen at the 4-minute mark and boosting as many pro drones as he possibly can produce, but now at 14/10, Anxiety's going to be feeling and sitting very, very pretty. He's got his gas income already up. He's got that first gateway working on that first zealot. He's going to be throwing down a cybernetics core in just a couple of seconds, I'm sure. There it goes. Absolutely fantastic. And look at all this chrono boost he's got saved up. What is he going to be using that for? Evidently probes, and I understand that. You've got an economic edge. You want to keep an economic edge. Scouting around the map, seeing if there's any proxy pylons left out from that probe. We had a probe. Yeah, there is a probe right here. Maybe he's not long for the world. Maybe these Zerglings are going to manage to find him. Maybe not. I don't know. Grabbing a gas from Manlier, it's probable, and in all honesty, this is what I would do, is I transition over to a Baneling bus because you're already on all in. This forge is only on one leg, so it's totally something that would come naturally. Just try for a Baneling bus, spin 3 or 4 more Banelings to take out that forge, maybe that photon cannon with it, and make your way up into that probe line. See if you can equalize the probe number. Really, it's just the economic edge that Anxiety has right now that's keeping him in this game. However, this is really going to be a problem for him with the sentry popping out of the gateway. He's going to be able to throw down a force field, keep those pesky Banelings at bay, and this probe has remained alive. It's gone completely unscattered so far. These Zerglings are making their way around the map, just trying to find it, but I don't think they're going to. 10 more Zerglings on the production tab right now. Gas has begun to climb, and he is not researching speed from that spawning pool. So, oh, there it goes. Okay, well, fine. Maybe he's going to be doing something with the speedlings. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to get out that Baneling nest later on. Or a robotics facility being built also on the north side of Anxiety's home base. And transitioning over to those 4 gates with that robo is very, very nice. Especially if he manages to keep this probe alive for a very long time. That would be absolutely brutal to throw down a proxy pylon somewhere and then just bring in a large wave of just zealots. I mean, there's really nothing at home to defend this at all. and with the Baneling nest going down, I think all the Zerglings that are going to be produced are going to be distracted by trying to break down the front door. I think Manlier is going to be waiting for speed to finish before he actually does something there. I guess speed and no, this has got about 60 seconds left. This one's got about 20, so he'll have Banelings up before he has speed lanes, but he might be waiting for the speed lane just because those speed lanes are a little bit better at dealing with photon cannons. I'm not going to lie. Oh no, you bastard! He was only 12 years old. That Zergling managed to take down that pesky probe that was out there, but that's okay. Flying pylons are so much better than just stationary pylons. Bringing in a flight of zealots as well as a sentry. He's going to take the sentry with him. He is, leaving one of the zealots behind. That's a wise decision, especially whenever the gap is so very narrow. You can usually force field right here. So if Manlier decided to pull back his Zerglings, he won't be able to reinforce and actually deal with the drop that's forthcoming. However, what else is forthcoming are Banelings. These guys are going to be morphing into Banelings in just a couple of seconds, I'm sure. Now that the... oh, there they go, 4 Banelings. Excellent. Now that the gas income is high enough, a little bit shy on the minerals just to produce the amount of Banelings that he actually wants. But... give him time, and he'll definitely spend that. A nice position of the Zerglings, seeing the Warp Prism is indeed up there, but remember the Warp Prism had perched right on top of the high ground, so unless Manlier was paying very, very close attention to exactly what was going on, he's going to be in for a world of hurt. 3 zealots already down there, another warp in of 4 zealots on top of that, quite a lot of them. These Banelings are going to have to do their work and do it very, very fast. Is it going to be enough? If he takes on that warp gate and moves immediately up into the mineral line, he'll be in pretty good shape as long as he keeps his drones alive. Oh my goodness, those drones. The zealots going to town on all those drones. 8 of them go down immediately. Manlier pulling back his units, however, a couple of the Banelings take a couple of pot shots from the photon cannons up on the high ground. You can see the production is at a complete standstill from both players just because of the amount of pressure. Oh my goodness, the sentries throwing down the force field, denying the Zerglings the right to come back and defend their base, and with that the hatchery falls. Now this is truly an all-in. So many Banelings that are going to have to be pushing up, whereas the sentry is excellently positioned, scouted out from the mothership. Where's the force field? There is no force field thrown down. Oh, just a couple of seconds too late. The wall off is now broken. I think there might be a gap up here. If he manages to take down the photon cannon, he might be able just to run by it. Force field's about to expire. He has enough energy for another one, but no, anxiety slips just a little bit. There is a way for the Zerglings to run by, but instead they turn to fight and just die on top of the photon cannon with the mothership core, and a handful of zealots are more than enough left to wrap up all of the Zerglings on the ground. Manlier taps out. Anxiety takes the game. Absolutely fantastic. That's so tight. I think Manlier would not have had an issue at all if that pylon had been thrown down and the forge had been built like a traditional forge fast expand. Maybe. I mean, you'd have the forge, you'd have the gateway just like he had up here, and the pylon. If the pylon had been incorporated in the build, that would have been what the Zerglings were attacking. It would have been less surface area for the Zerglings to be attacking on. So really, it would be tight one way or another. I'd be anxious to see exactly how this would have played out if Anxiety had thrown it on the low ground. But regardless, it was a tight game. Hats off to Manlier for making that Baneling bust work after a failed 6-pool. That is a difficult transition to say the least, and a really good micro by Anxiety to throw down that force field when he needed to. Good thinking and really good reactions to proper scouting. Banging. If you guys have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I am Big and Scary. Bye.